tempers ran high in Plattsburgh when Congresswoman Elise Stefanik was met with boos and jeers at a public ceremony intended to honor the late John Zurlo, a beloved community figure and lifelong public servant. But here's where the story gets contentious. What was supposed to be a moment to memorialize a local icon instead transformed into a heated political demonstration, sparking fierce reactions on both sides. Elise Stefanik, representing New York's 21st Congressional District and well known as a firm ally of former President Donald Trump, had come to the Clinton County Government Center alongside Assemblyman Billy Jones, Zurlo's family, and several local officials. The centerpiece of the event was the official renaming of the building in memory of Zurlo, who passed away in December at age 86, after dedicating over 5 decades to serving his community in various roles. Billy Jones, reflecting the community's sentiments, spoke warmly about Zurlo, saying he was always on as a public servant, and to have this building named after him, I think, is a testimony to what it means to be a true officer. And John was certainly that. But as Stefanik took the podium, a vocal crowd overtook the ceremony. Protesters, comprising more than half the attendees and armed with anti-Stefanik signs, greeted her with loud boos and chants like, "You sold us out." A number of demonstrators called for Stefanik to host an open town hall, something they claimed she had repeatedly avoided. Mavis Agnew, one protester, voiced the crowd's frustration, noting, "Elise has not shown up in our district for months and months. She won't hold a town hall. She won't take questions. She's never in her office. People show up at her office constantly, doors closed. Her representatives, her employees won't talk to her." So this was her first appearance, the first opportunity we had to let her know we're unhappy. Groups like Show Up, an activist organization, helped coordinate the demonstration. And this is the part most people miss. The protest wasn't just about political allegiances. Some attendees insisted the outrage cut across party lines and revolved around urgent issues affecting the community at large. Jesse Murnane, another protester, argued, "I don't think this is about Democrats versus Republicans or anything. We're all represented by Stefanik, and with the recent cuts that have just been passed, we're all going to be affected by rural hospitals. Hudson Headwaters potentially being affected, are only clinics available to patients. That's important to me." Despite the controversy, the ceremony continued, with other officials and Zurlo's own son spotlighting his decades of service and strong character, before a ceremonial ribbon cutting made the renaming official. However, the tension lingered. After the event, Stefanik expressed her disappointment directly to the media. "Today's event was about honoring John Zurlo. It is a disgusting disgrace that this is what the far left does. Rather than understanding that his family has been through a tremendous amount, it was about honoring his legacy." Later, she took to social media, labeling the protesters' actions as shameful. Adding more fuel to the local political fire, just a week prior, Stefanik and State Senator Dan Steck were embroiled in a very public dispute with Clinton County Republican chairperson Jericka Manning. The back and forth centered on who should be chosen to run for Assemblyman Billy Jones' seat in an upcoming special election, with Stefanik and Steck even calling for Manning to step down. The episode highlights simmering tension, not just between political parties, but within them as well. Is this emblematic of deeper fractures within the local GOP, or just the normal rough and tumble of election season? And if that weren't enough, Stefanik has been openly hinting at a possible campaign for governor, potentially challenging incumbent Democrat Kathy Hochul. However, she says more details will emerge after November's elections. All of this raises provocative questions. Was it right for protesters to use a somber tribute as a stage for their grievances, or does the urgency of their concerns justify their approach? Do constituents have the right to be this vocal at public ceremonies, even if it disrupts moments of community reflection? If you were there, would you have cheered, booed, or walked away? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because when public service and politics collide, everyone has an opinion.